My little sister, Shakina Jones, is over here trying to help the United States government kill my baby and me. And she has been involved with trying to murder my child for 2 or 3 years. The baby has been alive in me. The child's father was attacking me. He's a white male. And Shakina tried to have my baby murdered inside of the jail, and I was not guilty. And they had me in there trying to kill my baby in there and held me 11 months trying to kill my baby and me, saying that I was not pregnant, and he was attacking me pregnant, trying to put him inside of my white baby daddy in a racist brotherhood that would involve killing me and my children and raping us to death. And Shakina is still trying to help the United States government kill my baby and me. I was released on all of the charges, and Shakina and let me come to her house and starved me inside of her house for the United States government. And then she put me out of her house for the United States government for them to rape me and starve me and deny me medical care. And then they tortured us for another year trying to kill my baby and me, and it's still alive, raping us and starving us and leaving us outside. And then they did it the next year. They raped us and they starved us, and my baby is still alive in me. And Shakina is over here continuing to try to help the United States government kill my baby and me. And my baby is still alive and is kicking nonstop. And they're denying us medical care. And they're doing it for racism because I shot the father in self-defense. And they took my firstborn and said that they gang raped him. And Shakina set my firstborn up to be gang raped by the United States government and by the black Freemasons. She set him up to be killed because he was light-skinned, because his daddy was Caucasian. And she's over here trying to help the United States government kill my baby and me. And when I felt the baby kicking in distress, nonstop kicking my hand, just kicking me, kicking me, kicking me, kicking me, kicking me, kicking me, I said, no, I need to tell Shakina is over here trying to commit murder. And Shakina, I want you to pay for this. I want you to pay for it, and I will never forgive you. And I pray that you burn in hell. I just want to show y'all how nasty her heart is. She sat over there trying to murder this baby with Cynthia, Austin's Caucasian mother. You, Shakina, have always been jealous of me. But to set my son up to be killed because he was light-skinned and you was jealous, and then try to set the sibling up to be killed because it's the same daddy. I want the world to see how nasty you are, Shakina. This is a baby. You don't try to set no baby up to be murdered up in no jail for 11 months for a white man that was attacking your sister pregnant. And I'm going to show you how nasty she is. You were sitting over there letting the United States government lie. So they wasn't even trying to get the baby out, even if I would have gotten an abortion, just to keep this child from having to go through that type of torment. You wanted these white people to torture this baby for Austin's leg because he's white. Why would you do that to a child and set the child's brother up to be killed and gang raped by the police department? By Cynthia. You really think you gonna set me and my baby up to be murdered? She think the baby gonna die up in me. And she thought I was gonna die with a baby up in me after telling me that she helped white people gang rape my child. So that's how you wanted to leave your sister dead on the side of the road with a baby up in her, still alive? And leave her other baby gang raped to death and thrown in the damn trash can, cut up by the grandmother because I shot Austin in the leg, and then put him in a racist brotherhood that raped children in the behind, and then throw their body away? Well, this baby is still alive, Shakina. And you still over here trying to be jealous of me and my life and blood sacrifice me with these white people that's devil worshiping and raping your sister's children. That's evil. I don't even want to talk about you no more. All I pray is that God don't have no mercy on your soul. And she did it because they racist and they got the blacks worshiping them over here. And because I was brown skinned with a white man, they was jealous. And I pray that God send you to hell, Shakina. And this is my baby that Shakina set up to be killed because he was light skinned. Because my baby was light skinned. When I shot Austin defending him, they put me in the jail and lied about 911 calls to the police department, lied about the witness from the restaurant that I asked to call 911, and they took my baby. Cynthia, Austin's mama, took my baby to her house in Magnolia, Texas with her Hispanic husband, Joseph, and they said that they raped him because I was black and I shot Austin in the leg. And I asked Shakina to bond me out, and I was not guilty. The charges was dropped. I asked Shakina to bond me out, but Shakina called Cynthia because Andrew gave Shakina Cynthia number. And then Cynthia and Shakina decided to set me up to be murdered. And I don't know how Cynthia told Shakina that she was gang raping my child, but they told me together. And Cynthia was jealous of me and Shakina was jealous of me. And they both told me that they was letting these police rape my baby, letting Joseph rape my baby, letting Austin rape my baby, letting black Freemasons rape my baby. Now, this is the picture I want y'all to look at. He looked just like me. Look at his feet and his ankles. I'm over here looking at my feet and my ankles, and I'm remembering my baby. And how evil that Shakina was to me my entire life. And the one thing that I had, you wanted to take it from me and destroy it. Because you was jealous. Because he was light-skinned. And that is sick. Now, I'm going to tell you what all they said they was doing to my baby. And Shakina was right there listening while they said they were doing it to him about Austin being white. Cynthia said, I put my face in his behind. And I went, in your baby's butt. To my baby. While I'm up in the jail and I can't even protect him. And Shakina over there listening and thinking it's funny. And then Joseph said, I did it too. And I went all the time. They did all that between his behind. And then Cynthia was like, and showed me devil horns on my son. And he was still in Pampers. And then showed them Austin laying down, sitting up, with his genitals out. In an erection. Hold on. And then they had my baby on his knees. And they had Austin genitals in my baby's mouth. And they was making my baby head go up and down, up and down, up and down on Austin's genitals. And Austin was screaming because he realized he made a grave mistake. And he said, I'm going to hell for what he was doing. And he was looking like he was being molested just by molesting his own son. Because he was doing it with Cynthia and Joseph, his own mother and father, because they was racist. And Austin knew that it was wrong. And he was crying, saying he was going to hell. And then they showed all these white men hurry up and gang up on my baby while he was naked. And they had him screaming in all sorts of positions. And my grandmama was right there. And Kiana was right there. Kiana Wiley, Irma Marshall, Chicago, Illinois. And Andrew Jones, Atlanta, Georgia, he was right there. And Larissa Jones, Atlanta, Georgia, she was right there. And all the guards that had me in that damn jail trying to murder me up in my cell up in the Montgomery County Jail, oh, they was right there. And the Conroe police that was hiding 911 calls, they was right there. And they was telling me, we're going to take your baby in secret rooms in the jail and rape him and do all this sadomasochist stuff. And all I could hear was my baby screaming and seeing white people and different people with my baby turned all to the side screaming all loud with his tongue cut out. And then they were showing them raping my baby with his tongue cut out and a missing eye. And I just sat there screaming. And Shakina said, I wanted to make you kill yourself. I wanted to make you kill yourself. Oh, this was after the Black Freemason said, and we making him suck our dicks. And then they took him into they showed me a cells with inmates. And then they say, we sodomizing them too. We rip his limbs apart. Talking about they was having sex with my baby in his behind and then letting the other ones hold him and then rip him apart while one of them was sodomizing him with his tongue cut out and a missing eyeball. And then showed me with my baby with herpes all over his body and AIDS, and his stomach was big because they had been making him swallow their semen, and he had worms in his stomach and he had worms in his behind from them ejaculating in him. And then they cut his body up and they took my baby out in the trash can. And then Jesus Christ came into the cell. And this was right after Cynthia said that now I'm going to make Shakina marry Austin and get pregnant by Austin and have a demonic satanic ritual wedding. And then we're going to take you out in front of the nation and burn you with that rat in your belly. Tie you down and burn you with that rat in your belly. But then she said, oh no, how about everybody get your guns and we all shoot Andrea with thousands of bullets. And that's when Jesus came in the cell because I started screaming and going crazy. Cool. And then Jesus cast everything out that they were showing me that they was doing to my baby and telling me that they was doing to my baby. And then God said, if you did all that to her baby, then and he made me tell them, give me my baby's body so I can bury my baby. And then the Lord made me say, his body is worth $70 million. Get that baby's body out of that hot water. They had Austin having my baby in the tub to murder my baby in scorching hot water. And then God said that my pregnancy was worth $173 million. And after that, they were about to kill Cynthia and Austin after the Lord came in the cell. And then they wanted to see who they wanted to blood sacrifice, the police department. And God told them to kill Cynthia and Austin, but not to kill me and my son. So they kept me in the jail after telling me that they were doing this to my child. But God showed me that he had stopped them from killing him and he was still alive. And they threatened to murder me and the baby that I'm carrying. And they held me in that jail with Shakina knowing about it, wanting them to do that to me. starving me up in there after they were saying they was doing all that to my child. And she was trying to help them cover up evidence that I was protecting myself, trying to murder me for a blood sacrifice to put Austin in the racist Illuminati, knowing that he needed to go to jail for attacking us and try to kill a baby to cover it up, that he was guilty because he was white. Rape a baby for him. Kill a newborn for him. Kill your flesh and blood for him. And you didn't even know him just because he was white. And Shakina was coming and doing witchcraft on me up in the cell. And I asked God, break the power of everybody that's coming and doing visitations on me while they trying to murder me up in this cell. And Shakina, she came and sat down because he broke the power. She was doing witchcraft in the night, but he came and made her sit right down like she was visiting me in the jail at night. And she got scared then because the witchcraft was broken. She had to look me in my face and tell me, why the hell was you doing witchcraft on me in the night? My little sister. And she said, I've been hanging out with Cynthia. I'm going places with Cynthia. I'm with Cynthia. Austin's mother that said she was raping my baby. And then the Holy Spirit made me get up and chase her all the way around the table. And she was trying to run. And he made me say, he was abusing me and your nephew. Like, you over here being evil to me for a man that was abusing me and my son. And God made me stick up for myself against her. And he showed her as an evil little witch. And then she ran so quick because Jesus Christ, he shrunk her down to a witch. And he raised me up big like a man. But I was still a female, but I was huge, 6 feet tall. And I ran around that table and I chased Shakina. And she ran like a little witch. She was balled up with a hunchback. And Shakina had on the slave outfit. She had on a slavery scarf over her head. It's like when you walk into a room and you going to see one of them evil fortune tellers. And they about 2 feet tall, running and scurrying around the place, scaring the shit out of you up in there. And they like, pew, 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 come in. That's how Shakina looked. And she had a scarf on her head like a slave. Because she was already saying that we were slaves, and to say that them white people could be raping my baby like that. So that's how God showed her, with a hunchback, little tiny legs, scurrying across the place, trying to be wicked, and then trying to run as fast as she can to get away from God, with a little slavery scarf on her head, and all black, like a little all black dress, damn near all the way to the floor, looking like an old witch off of Bebe's Kids or something. And when I chased her, she ran so fast, she went pew, and she ran out into this car, a little white, black and white Kia that she purchased when my mother died. And she tried to get in the car and hurry up and burn out of the parking lot of the jail. And the Lord made me chase her down. And I was big in the spirit. I was tall and muscular. And I had on all white. They had me back there in a pink and white inmate uniform. But God showed me in all white like they was holding me prisoner. And that I was pure and I was innocent. And if you see them big old football players, I was a female built like that in Christ. That's how strong my spirit man was coming after Shakina. And he broke her down to nothing. And I chased her down so fast, I put on Michelle's jacket. Michelle Marshall is known in Chicago as a woman of faith. A woman with an iron fist. And she will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime about her honor. And he made me wear Michelle's jacket. And I chased Shakina down because Michelle don't give a fuck. Michelle will chase your ass down and put that fist to your face about messing with her. But Shakina have always been able to get away with doing shit to me. And my mama used to always save her. And everybody else used to save her because she was the little sister. But God made me go after her. And I chased her down while she tried to skeet out of that parking lot in that damn Kia. And I started running after her, and I caught her. And I jumped in her car, and it was like a spaceship in that motherfucker. And she had a man in there, and they was doing all kinds of evil in Shakina's car. So now I see why they think their cars is little fucking jets. Because they all running around chasing me with this baby up in my body, trying to kill this baby up in me since I've been released from the jail. And now Shakina don't try to get nobody to remove nothing, talking about I'm bullying and harassing you about my kids, about setting me and my children up to be murdered with white people in this country. No, I'm standing up for myself. That's what I'm doing. Now, when I got inside of the car, it was like a spaceship. Because they riding around in their cars because I ain't got no car and I'm on foot pregnant. Thinking they the Jetsons or something. Turn the corners, bend the corners all around me pregnant. And the Lord chased her down because she wasn't telling the truth. When the Lord made me ask her, what are you doing here? Why are you doing witchcraft on me in the night? And she said, I'm hanging out with Cynthia. I'm going with Cynthia. And then I said, he was abusing me and your son. And I ran around the table and she ran. Boom, tried to jump in the car and run. I chased her ass down in Michelle's jacket. She was screaming, Mama, Mama, because my mama used to always save Shakina every time I was finna get in that behind and get with her about doing evil to me on this earth. My mama used to always come slapping me. Leave her alone, Andrea, because I was the big sister. So she tried to call mama. My mama is dead. She tried to call my mama in the spirit world, but guess what? My mama didn't come because my mama already knew, that's God with Andrea. And I chased her down. She was trying to scream for Mama. Mama can't save you from Jesus. And so when I asked her, the Lord made me ask her, now why were you here doing witchcraft on me while I'm up in the jail? Now, if y'all can see in all these pictures, my son was in my home. We had a home, and he was happy. He was well taken care of. Shakina was letting them lie and say I was a mental patient trying to murder me in the jail while they said they was gang raping my child. And then I was in there pregnant with another baby, so I was about to have another beautiful child. And she was jealous of my children because they was light-skinned and their daddy is white. And God made me ask her, why was you doing it? And she said, she tried to lie. She tried to lie. And she tried to lie. And she tried to lie, like not answer. And then God made me lift up my hand to Shakina. Lift up my right hand to Shakina. And I was big, and she was small. And I said, don't make me slap the hell out of you. And God was giving me permission to slap her if she did not tell me while she was doing witchcraft on me while I was in the jail. And she said, because I wanted to say, that's why you lost your apartment. And your best friend and your baby daddy was all up in there taking everything from you. And the Lord made me say, you bitch. And then she ran, boom, like the speed of light. Because she was about to be destroyed in the spirit realm. And they held me in there, continuing to try to murder me, pregnant in the jail, doing witchcraft on me. And then Shakina came to me doing more witchcraft and said, it's going to be Austin's son now. After the Lord said that I was not guilty. And then they had Austin sue me while I was waiting before my trial, knowing I was not guilty. And God said Shakina should have bonded her out. Because Shakina said that she had the money to bond me out, but then she didn't. And that's when they said they was raping my baby. And Shakina was saying, I wanted to make you kill yourself. And God said, you set her baby up to be killed because he was light-skinned. And you going to be punished right along with Cynthia. And she said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And he said, oh, yes, you are. And so they had Austin sue me while I was waiting on my trial, knowing I was not guilty and that God was fighting for me in the cell. And they served me with paperwork in Tracy Gilbert's family courtroom. And my lawyer, Inga Chandler, said she could not represent me in family court, knowing that I was not guilty. And they said they was raping my baby. Inga was right there when they said they was raping my baby. And then let Austin sue me for my son. for temporary custody, and I won the case against him. I represented myself while I was in the jail. They brought me to his courtroom, and I won against Austin and Cynthia. And then they staged to make it seem like Austin got arrested for beating on somebody in Cynthia's home. And then Cynthia sued me and Austin while we both was in the jail. And they knew they were supposed to release me, and he was in there for supposedly beating another woman in Cynthia's home, which I think was a fucking lie, just so they can try to pass the baby over to Cynthia and make it seem like she had custody of the child. And then Tracy Gilbert set a court date for December when I was released. Tracy said, oh, it'll only be temporary. And when you get out, I'll give your baby back to you once you bring the evidence to my courtroom that Austin was abusing you. So I was released August 2019. And the court date for the trial for Cynthia to give my child back was December 2019. And I went to Shakina's home pregnant with the baby that was still alive in me that y'all see kicking. And Shakina said she couldn't feel it. And God said, you lying because you can see it. And y'all know she lying because you can see it. And then Shakina said, you got to get out of my house because I'm downsizing and I won't have room for you. And she sent me out to be raped by gangs and trafficked so that at the December court date, I'll be homeless and starved, pregnant on the streets. And then Tracy said at the court date when I went, Austin was on crack, so he didn't show up. He told Cynthia that she didn't have to give me my baby and gave my baby away to a child molester. And then they left me on the streets of Houston pregnant and starved raping me the entire year of 2020. And when I went to Atlanta trying to seek refuge, they raped me out there. And then God said, you go back and go to Cynthia's home for your baby. And then they hurried up and said she got a restraining order. And then they tried to murder me from October 2021 with this baby up in me up until June 2022. And now God is saying, oh, they done kept her baby while she was all on YouTube telling that they stole her baby, saying they was raping her baby from October 2020. And now Andrea's son might be dead because they put me out of the women's shelter when I went to Atlanta, Rochelle Frazier and Officer Graham, while I was putting out the evidence that they stole my child from me and that I was pregnant. February 7th, after they had Baytown Hospital, Chambers County, St. Luke's, Conroe Regional, all of these hospitals lying and saying I wasn't pregnant, abusing me outside. They were saying that they was raping my baby, molesting my child, torturing me. And if they'll torture a pregnant woman and a child like that, imagine what they was doing to my son over there. And Rochelle saw that I bought a fetal heart monitor in the Salvation Army in February 2021 after I had to convince them to let me in the shelter. That I posted my baby's heartbeat on YouTube. And she tried to fight and kill the baby with Atlanta Police Department for white Americans. And then made me flee the shelter so they could set me up outside, starving me, abusing me, trying to fight me, kill the baby and me, and rape me, talking about they was raping my child. And right before she did that, God made me say, I'm putting out this evidence and I'm coming back to Texas and my son better be alive. And black girls was crying from all over the nation. Why? And they said, because Cynthia is a child molester. And that's when I said, my son better be alive. I'm putting out this evidence. They tried to stop me from putting out the evidence the entire time, leaving me on the street starving, being raped in Atlanta, pregnant. And then they tried to stop me from getting back to Texas. And then God said, I'm going to put this evidence out. He made me say, I'm going to put this evidence out and I'm going to make it back to Texas. And I made it back. And he made me tell them my son better be alive because they said they was raping them to death. And then they made me leave the shelter. And God said my son better be alive because even though I was putting out the evidence, Cynthia was still over there letting me in, molest my baby, and talking about she was finna have them rape my baby to death while I was releasing the evidence on YouTube. Wow, how evil is that? To be thinking you so powerful to have this lady releasing evidence, telling on you and telling the truth, and still be over there talking about we gonna rape him to death anyway. And God said he better be alive when I make it back out there to Texas, because I didn't know that Georgia was gonna set me up like that. I knew that they was gonna try, but I didn't know they were gonna do me like that for somebody to be gang raping a baby. And so God had told me I was on the bench, starved on Memorial Drive in Clarkston, Georgia, raped, pregnant, and starved, putting out evidence about my son, screaming about my baby all over YouTube. And God woke me up in the night and he said, because he knew wasn't nobody gonna come to Atlanta to help me and save me and that baby off that bench and go get my baby from Cynthia. And he said, Andrea, 400 years of slavery, and your family sold your little boy into sex slavery in Egypt, which is America. And he said, you go back. He told me, go to her home and see if your baby is alive. And I tried. As soon as I made the announcement on my YouTube channel, and I told my sister Larissa that was sending me up and setting them up to be raped too, that I was going back to Texas to see if my baby was alive at Cynthia's home, like God said, like Jesus said, the one that she denounced for Satan and white supremacy. And then they started getting on my channel saying that the same police department that they said they was raping my baby with to death because those police was racist and felt like a black woman shouldn't have shot a white man in their city, saying that they was all raping my baby with Cynthia and Joseph and Austin and the black Freemasons and criminals, gave Cynthia Olvera a fake restraining order saying that Andrea cannot come to your apartment to your home lest we kill her and that baby that we've been torturing, and arrest her and take her to the Montgomery County Jail where we told her we was raping a child and torturing her, starving her pregnant in the jail. And they said if you step foot on Cynthia Street, you're going to be going right back to the Montgomery County Jail, where they said that they had been raping my child in that jail too. And they said they was going to kill me and make me eat my baby up in that jail. So I was scared. I was like, nah, I ain't finna go back over there for him then, even if he did. Because then they going to put me in the jail and make me eat the baby that's alive in me. And I got to try to get help first. So I decided not to go. And I decided to just keep telling on them on social media, and God showed the restraining order. And he showed Andrew Jones trying to drive me over to Cynthia's house. And Cynthia, I called her. I called Cynthia in the spirit. And I said, hello, Cynthia. She said, where are you? Because she already know that I'm telling on her all over YouTube, and they watching it like a hawk. The people that said they was raping my baby with her watching too. Everybody that's trying to cover up. So Cynthia knew Andrea's on the way. Andrea's on the way. His mama's on the way. And when I called her phone, she said, where are you? Where are you? And I told her I'm across the street. And she was all dressed up like some fashionable witch. Oh, they decked her out and all kind of stuff. And she said that she had a restraining order. And God took the piece of paper and ripped it in half and made me throw it. And I ran to her house. And when I got there, she had other children there. But they were not my children. And then my little boy came out in the spirit. But he didn't have nobody. He was a ghost. And he came out the house. And he climbed in my arms. And I was holding my invisible child in my hands. And the other kids saw me holding him. And they said, see, I told you. His mom does love him. It was like he was dead or something. And she had a little boy that she was saying was my child that was mixed race. And I looked at the little boy before my son came outside. And the little boy's skin was too dark. And his hair was too, I ain't gonna say nappy, but it wasn't my child. Because you know sometimes black children can change. When they get older and they mix with white, their skin start getting brown and their hair start losing that silkiness. So she had a replacement child that was not my child. And it was a little boy. And I picked his chin up and I turned his face to the side and I looked at his hair and that's not my baby. And then my baby came outside, but he was a ghost. And then he didn't even know that he was a ghost. He just came out with the other children and he knew I was his mother and he loved me and he missed me. And I kneeled down, and he came into my arms, and then I picked him up, and I had my ghost child in my arms. And the other kids knew he was a ghost, and they knew that he was being abused by Cynthia and Austin and Joseph and everybody in the community because yo mama shot a white man. And the other kids didn't like it, how he was being treated, and they wanted to know, where is his mama? We know his mama loves him. And when I showed up, they said, see, we told you his mama do love him. So I kept putting out the evidence about Cynthia raping my little boy, and I kept being ignored and chased around by nasty people trying to make me smoke cigarettes and weed and rape me while I'm pregnant, saying that they gang raped my baby to death with her. And then got her going through a courtroom with them trying to add sabotage on top of sabotage. Oh, she's a prostitute now. Oh, she's a drug addict now. Oh, she's on the streets. Oh, look at her all on YouTube screaming with people abusing me on YouTube while I'm telling about you raping my baby and setting me up to be murdered. And these people left me on the streets and refused to help us. So I had a vision as I was asleep on the bus stop. They was trying to stop me from sleeping because the Holy Spirit been showing me things. And I fell asleep for like 5 seconds. And I saw my sister Larissa that was setting me up to be murdered with them as well when they said they was raping my child. Because God said she was jealous that I had an apartment and a car and a man that wanted to be with me, but I didn't want to be with him. And I said, what did you do with my baby? To Larissa and a black man, because they got all the black men in the country setting me up, talking about they in gangs, and said they was raping my baby with them. And had all the black men setting me up with them at bus stops and had them bringing me locations, raping me pregnant so Cynthia could say I was a prostitute. And I said, what did y'all do with my baby? And I was screaming as if he was not alive anymore. And the nerve of y'all to be raping my child to death while I was telling on y'all on social media in Atlanta and begging for help, telling I was pregnant. That is so evil, to be sitting over there raping him to death while his mama is screaming on YouTube, telling that y'all said y'all was raping him. And then y'all out there trying to set me up to be murdered and saying that, nah, she lost custody. Why would you still rape him to death if you know that I was already telling on you? And then I said, where's my baby? What did y'all do with my baby? And I started screaming because they had a black man bring me a black child. And he was trying to be like, Miss Jones, here, just take this baby. Just take this baby. And it wasn't my baby. It was a black child. And I said, what did y'all do with my baby? And I went to punch him in the spirit. I tried to knock his whole head off. And he said, oops, and started laughing and ran. And I'm pregnant and I couldn't catch him. That's how demonic they is. They out here laughing and running from me about raping my baby to death with these folks. And I need somebody to come here and get these African-American males for what they out here doing with these white folks. They raped my baby to death. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I cast down the wickedness of y'all having these helicopters flying over me over here at Post Oak Central. Is 2000 Post Oak Central. I'm at the park with a white devil over here smoking a cigar, and another one over here acting like he working out while they acting nonchalant about gang raping my child to death up in this country and torturing my baby. Yeah, that's why Shakina feels so confident enough to set us up to be murdered, because they sitting over here all up in my damn face listening to me and thinking it's a game because I'm black and I shot a white male. Oh yeah, I wasn't guilty on the charges, but you gonna steal my baby and kill my baby and rape him like that, and then try to lie, talking about I don't got custody of my child? Oh no, God said, now I'm gonna tell you that you going down for murder, Cynthia. And if the Lord said it, it's going down. You going to prison. So all that high and mighty stuff about you being a white woman to rape a child, how you gonna feel high and mighty while I'm free with $70 million about his body and you up in a damn jail cell for the rest of your life waiting to get death row electrocuted? Because you getting a death sentence about gang raping a child to death. And then the extent that you went to try to get away with it letting me make 600 videos about it. You worse than what they said Griselda Blanco was. Shooting up people all over Miami to rape a baby like that to death with police. And you was the custodial guardian, which was because Tracy Gilbert said Cynthia could have custody, and the only reason why Cynthia did it because she wanted to gang rape him to death. And then thought she was going to have me killed pregnant on foot, knowing that Andrea getting released on the charges. But we could still get her by gang raping the baby to death and then setting her up to be killed pregnant. Shakina got me making videos called Amber Alert because she know that they all said they was raping my baby. And Shakina said when God made them stop trying to kill me in the jail. Well, they kept trying. But the day that they said they was raping my child, they tried to leave me dead pregnant on the ground after telling me they was raping my baby to death in the cell. And Shakina said she got mad because God stopped them from murdering me that day in the cell. And Shakina got mad and said, I wanted to make you kill yourself. Oh, you wanted people to gang rape my child to death and then think that I'm going to go kill myself. And have me screaming all about it on social media, but then you want me to go shoot myself or slit my wrist or jump off a cliff with a baby up in me for a white man that was attacking me and my babies? Wow. And so I went to the Montgomery County Women's Center because I was in Cynthia's neighborhood telling on her and they didn't want me around. I wasn't close enough to be arrested for the restraining order, but I was in the neighborhood close enough to let y'all know his mama is in the neck of the woods. His African Indian mama is out here that y'all said y'all was gang raping her baby, and people don't want you in the woods out there around their house knowing that they said they were gang raping your child, and you close enough to where they can't have you arrested, and you out there telling people that this where she live at, this where they at, out here talking about they raping my baby, that they raped my baby, and they had a police officer named C. Tristan come and pick me up, pretending like he wanted to help, and transport me to the Montgomery County Women's Center in Conroe, Texas, to try to kill my baby and me and have me murdered. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing Cynthia said. She said, we can just replace the babies. She said, they going to look just alike. We can just take the baby she pregnant with and hide her pregnancy. Kill Melbourne. This is Melbourne. Kill Melbourne. Take out a life insurance policy on him. Say that he dead. Get the money for that. But replace the baby. And then make it seem like he wasn't dead. She was talking all kind of nonsense, evil. And God was like, no, Cynthia, you cannot take out no life insurance policy and replace the baby and make it seem like you didn't kill him. He said, because the age have to match, Cynthia. God have not let me give birth to this baby from the jail that they trying to cover up that I'm pregnant with. Melbourne was born October 28, 2016. Melbourne is supposed to be 5 years old. So even if she killed Melbourne and try to get this baby up out of me and say that, oh no, this is the baby. She was never pregnant. This ain't no 5-year-old up in me. It was supposed to be born already, which would have made the baby maybe about 3 or 4 years old to where, yeah, she would have been able to replace it. But you cannot replace a 5-year-old because the baby is still a newborn. Y'all see how tiny the baby is in my belly. So once it come out, yeah, it's Austin's. Yeah, it look just like Melbourne. God showed me in the spirit. But Melbourne is supposed to be 5 years old. And I'm looking for a 5-year-old. And I got a newborn in me. It didn't develop to full size. It never was born yet. It has to get the breath of life before it starts to develop. It's still a baby in the womb. And you can't replace a 5-year-old with a baby in the womb. So Cynthia was still trying to have me killed out of the Montgomery County Women's Shelter in Conroe, Texas. And she wanted them to stage to have me outside in the cold so that white Ku Klux Klan members could come after me and curse me and take my baby's skull and put a snake in it. And the white man came and tried to curse me. He said I put a snake in a cockpit and was trying to talk about doing something with my baby's skull, Melbourne skull. And she got skull and bones involved, a secret society that's very racist. And the Lord made me stop him and say, I break every curse that Cynthia Olvera placed on us in the name of Jesus. And he put my hand over my son's head. My baby was alive with me in the spirit, and he was in my bed with me. And I'm going to tell y'all what those wicked girls, Tia and Tamara, came and said while they had me in the shelter, because I went to Cardi B in the spirit and Offset, and I asked Cardi, was they about to blood sacrifice me? Had the Black Men Bloods gang blood sacrifice me? And she didn't want to tell me, but we ended up talking about it. And the Bloods gang took out a Uzi and tried to shoot me, and God stopped the bullets. And I took out a gun to shoot the Bloods gang back with a Uzi, and God stopped the bullets. And Tia and Tamara came after the Beyonce had came and picked me up. Beyonce came and picked me up in the spirit, and she was horrified by having to even come. And they took the channel down because I had cursed out Beyonce, and I said, I will bring down your whole empire. You are in the Illuminati. Where is my child? And Beyonce came to me like a sister and picked me up in the spirit. And we was together. She put me in the back seat of the car, and we drove off, and she had a driver. And she gave me some hair, black hair, not these old straight wigs that I'm wearing. And they took my entire channel down for telling about my vision. Janae Aiko and City Girls came, and all these people came doing visitations on me while I was putting out the information. And God said, I don't want to look up on my YouTube channel and see my baby is dead. Not my son or my baby up in me. Y'all doing too much of these witchcraft visitations and not helping me. Y'all selling us out. And Tia and Tamara came to me after they removed my entire YouTube channel and tried to set me up to be killed. And Father God, I pray that you get your Gotti. I pray that you get your Gotti for out here selling my baby out to be raped. I pray to God that the Lord get you your Gotti. You don't sell my baby out to be raped, honey. I don't care how much money you got. Now let me tell y'all about your Gotti. So when Tia and Tamara came to me, they was like, and I'm being watched by an old white devil and a young white devil in the park. Tia and Tamara came to me after they removed my YouTube channel, all the evidence about them trying to murder me in Conroe and from around Cynthia's neighborhood. Because I couldn't go that close to Cynthia's neighborhood. I could just show y'all the area that she was in. And they got this white man coming past me with dogs. And got the whole country trying to set me up to be killed about this. You don't rape nobody's baby with no racist white man, Cynthia. And then have celebrities trying to cover it up for you because you white. Now, Tia and Tamara came to me in the night after my channel got removed. And she was like, They was like, basically like, yeah, we got our way. We removed everything off of your channel about what they did to you. And now you just got to sit up here and be killed. And then they was like, and we put in Shekinah in the Illuminati, your little sister, because she worshiping the white people over here with us and helping them set you up to be killed. And yeah, they raped your baby. Yeah, we letting them gang rape your baby because you shot a white man. And they supposed to be twin actresses. That was their attitude. They ain't necessarily say that they let them gang rape my child, but their attitude was as if we don't care if they gang rape him to death or not, or if they did it already or not. We're setting you up to be killed for white people and with that baby in you because you shot a white man and we worship them. This is their country and we worship them. We were slaves and this is the way that it has to go. And we don't need you coming out and telling everything that's going on behind the scenes because we famous and we in the limelight and we need all of our images to stay intact. And they was like, but we putting Shekinah in Illuminati. And they had this man saying that he was marrying Shekinah. And he was saying that, oh, she used to date Yo Gotti. He came to me, talking to me like, yeah, I'm setting you up to be murdered. And I'm going to marry Shekinah. And then she's going to have fame because she going to date Yo Gotti first. And they going to make her famous by saying that she dating Yo Gotti, which means Yo Gotti would know that they killed her sister. And the reason why we making Shekinah famous is because she did something real big for the white people in the country. She let them rape her baby, her sister's baby, and set her sister up outside, pregnant, for the Illuminati, for racist white people that we worshiping. And that we gonna make Shakina famous and reward her by letting her date Yo Gotti for a little bit. And then letting the dudes come in and worship Shakina because she dated Yo Gotti. So they'll be going around like, oh, I'm finna marry Shakina Jones. So instead of Andrea Jones, I'm famous. But instead of Andrea Jones, then they'll make her famous. And everybody will be like, oh, and he said it like he was marrying somebody famous. He was like, I'm marrying Shakina Jones. She used to date Yo Gotti. And I was horrified. I woke up like, I cannot believe my little sister is going to sell me out today, Yo Gotti. And to be famous with Tia and Tamara, I will have to be dead and my child and my children. But she'll be on the earth reaping that type of glory. And then I saw Larissa, what God was showing me Larissa was going to get. And I went to sleep one night in the shelter. This is why they swarming around me, making noise all night while I'm at the bus stop, because they don't want me to see nothing else in the spirit about what they doing, because the Holy Spirit going to show you everything. And they want to try to say I'm a mental patient. In the mighty name of Jesus, I cast it down in the mighty name of Jesus. No. I see through the Holy Spirit. And I saw Larissa in this house as if they had been letting black men rape my child up in this house. And like his blood was all over the floor. And they went and got this carpet cleaner. One of the big ones, that the professional ones, and they put soap all over the carpets because they saying they was raping him and ripping his limbs apart for white America. And then they said they was going to pass him to the black Freemasons and let the black Freemasons rape him to death. And it was basically like Larissa was watching black Freemasons rape my little boy to death. And then they started cleaning the carpets. And they was putting so much soap on the carpets that it was coming from underneath the doors. And I walked into the house in the spirit because I'm his mama. And you ain't going to have my baby nowhere raping and killing my baby and think that the God not going to show me what you doing. And I saw Larissa, and she see how I'm being dogged out all over the nation while telling about it. That Larissa was sitting there just looking at me like she didn't even give a fuck about me being up in there, while they was over there in this big-ass house selling me and my children out. Because then they told Larissa she could have the house after they was raping my baby in it. And it was a big-ass nice house. And all she had to do was clean the blood up off the carpets. And then this woman walked in. And I was looking at Larissa like, what the hell are you doing? And then the woman came in with some bars of soap, some black soap, some shea butter. It was like some shit that you can buy out of the store. Like you can go to one of them African stores and buy the little black soap, black shea butter, whatever. That was it. It was like 5 little items, but it was the publicity behind it. Somebody actually talking about she got a brand. And the woman said, I would like to introduce Larissa's line of basically cosmetic soaps. I'm looking at, bitch, you selling my baby out to be raped to death for a cosmetic soap line that you could have made yourself? And then they said, Larissa Jones. It was an older black woman, looked like an actress. She looked like the woman off of Eve's Bayou, the one who was the voodoo lady. And so it was somebody famous. And they went to Larissa in this house where they was cleaning up what I believe was blood off of the floor. And Larissa know that I was pregnant and that they was torturing the baby. And the baby is still alive in me. And she know that they were torturing the baby up in the shelter, trying to poison it to death. But I saw the lady said Larissa Jones. And then she said, and her husband, he's a black Freemason, a worshipful master. And when I heard that, I started breaking down, because the black Freemasons said that they was gone. They was the ones that was saying, when Larissa and them was sitting there listening while I was in jail, saying, we making him suck our dick. And they was saying they was black Freemasons. And when I heard them say that Larissa married a black Freemason, I said, Larissa! And I started screaming, ah! And then they got a black man with pink on, and some sorority colors. He's affiliated with the people that said they raped my child to death, walking up here, okay? And he trying to listen. He got a ponytail looking gay. So, and they said they was molesting my child. And I went outside and I was screaming. I went outside her house and I was screaming. And I fell to the ground to my knees. And I was screaming, Larissa, how could you? And he coming in my direction. I said, why he right here? How couldn't, please don't talk to me. Yeah, oh, nothing. I'm all over YouTube telling that y'all black men selling my baby out to be gang rape, and you walking over her out here all up in my face, don't say nothing to me. And that's how nonchalant they trying to act. Hell no. And that's what Larissa got their ass doing. Leave me alone. And they got an old white man devil over here following me. Get away from me, you devil. And I'm this all in the park. I ain't left the park yet. And I fell to my knees saying, Larissa, like, how could you sell my baby out to be raped by hundreds and thousands of men until he was dead for white people just so you can get a house and a little nasty black soap line like that shea butter soap? Go in the store right now and look at that can too. It's like some shea butter soap. Sell my baby out to be raped to death for some damn shea butter soap. A shea butter soap line. Our brothers and sisters in Africa make that shit by themselves. And so you can get married to one of the men that said they gang raped my child. Just because he was in an organization that was called Black Freemason Brotherhood. That's supposedly popular with Jay-Z in it and all this other bullshit. Yeah. And so there was more. There was another vision. Oh, and God told me to call the police. He said, call the police. And I'm finna get the police report right now. I called the Conroe Police Department because that's where I was at. God said call the police, and that Conroe Police is covering it up. And as soon as I started reporting that they said they was raping my baby, they was like, are you sure you're not a mental patient? You sure? I was like, nah, ain't nobody no mental patient. And I recorded it. I said, don't even try me like that. Don't even try me like that. Let me make the report because they trying to cover it up. They the ones that gave Cynthia the restraining order, and they was the ones that said they was raping my baby with her. But I did what God told me to do regardless, and I filed the report. And it's case number 21120894. That's what they wrote down on the card. Hold on, let me take a picture of it. So this is what I got in my hand right now. Case information card, offense. It's a CIRT offense. Williams officer. This not even the right information. This is not even the right information. Unless there was something else that took place there that I don't even know, because I called them the day before they put me out of the shelter. But I ain't even checked the date on the card. And it was December 27, 2021. So I'm trying to think, did I make a report against anybody else while I was out there? I don't know, but I made so many reports. They were trying to have me arrested while I was trying to file reports on everybody that was bothering me. This have to be it, because I don't recall any other information. But yeah, it was 3 officers that came, 2 officers, and the women from the Montgomery County Women's Center, and they tried to set me up to be murdered up out that motherfucker. Hopefully this is the actual card number. Oh, and then they tried to have people jump me in Houston and kill the baby. They tried to have the girl hit me with a rock and so all kind of shit. And I got that as well. But anyway, I believe this is the one. I don't know why it have the 23rd on there, because what the fuck is they trying to claim happened on the 23rd? I called their ass on the 27th. So I don't know what that is, honey. But at the end of the day, let me just finish telling y'all what's going on. So I called the Conroe Police the day before I had to leave. It was the 27th, because they was making me leave out of the shelter the 28th of December 2021, telling me they would not extend my stay pregnant and was trying to do stuff to the baby that I'm carrying. And I reported Larissa. I told the Conroe Police, I said Cynthia Olvera said she was gang raping my little boy with the Illuminati. She said she was raping him with police. She said she was raping him with, that's why they was like, are you sure you're not a mental patient? No, I ain't no mental patient. Y'all know what the fuck y'all said y'all was doing to my child because I shot a white male and I ain't seen my baby. What the fuck you mean? And I'm like, just let me file a report. And they was like, well, is it a custody thing? That's how they trying to cover it up. They trying to say it's a custody thing. And I told y'all that from the jump. No, it ain't no custody thing. That's how they lying. So somebody needs to go after Tracy Gilbert, man, for real. Like, but God, let me tell y'all what God said. I'm gonna just do it the way God said. God said Andrea gonna call up to that courthouse and tell that y'all said that y'all was raping that baby. I did that already, and they still setting me up. So I told the police. I said my sister Larissa, my sister Shakina, my dad. I told everybody. I told on everybody that said that they was getting him raped and selling me out for white people in the country. So if y'all notice, y'all will be like, how come Andrea's family haven't stepped up to help her? Because she's involved with trying to set them up to be killed and raped and trying to set me up to be killed. Like, you will see, ain't none of her family having stepped up to come forward to help her. Now, this is my TikTok page. I told on everybody that was involved was saying they was getting him raped. Larissa, Andrew, my grandmama, Kiana, Shakina, Cynthia, my lawyer, everybody. I told on the police report. And they was like, okay, well, all we can do is look into it. I said, are you sure that's all you can do? Because if I said somebody told me that they was raping my child to death and you over here trying to say it's a custody thing, I know that there's more that you could do. But I filmed it. And I got the video, and they may not know where I have it, but I got the video, and I'm gonna try to get it real soon. But let me just let y'all see Shakina Jones. This is my TikTok. This is from my TikTok. So God showed me a vision of recently when they had a black male that said he was working for a security guard at Trim Mall, starving me in a van. And I had a vision while I was asleep in the van, and Shakina had came and tried to look, I guess, on my TikTok page, and then walk off because I had got famous. I started a TikTok channel after they removed my channel, Empower Andrea Jones and Jehovah Jesus, from Conroe, and I started a TikTok. And God had portrayed me as a movie star. Like, I didn't see myself because I was looking from my eyes, but I had those red carpet. You know, when you go to the movies and you see the rail with them little ropes on it, them little red ropes, like you at the movie theater, but it's somebody that's featuring, or it's a premiere. That's how I was. I was the premiere. I was the feature. I was the one that everybody was coming to see. And so Shakina was like, oh, let me creep over there and see what everybody looking at. But it wasn't on the computer. It was as if she was walking up to me in the flesh, and I had these little ropes surrounding me like I was a movie theater, like I was an actress or a star. And she was dressed up like she was a superstar, y'all. When she came walking up to me, she had a big old belly, big old pregnant belly. And she came walking up to me, and she was dressing and acting real sassy, switching her hips and throwing her hand down, and, acting like she was famous, like with the little purse on and everything, while they out here trying to kill your sister pregnant, talking about they gang raped her child. And so when she saw me standing right there, watching her, because what I was famous for wasn't nothing nice. I was famous for telling that they was torturing my pregnancy and said they was raping my child. So when she came walking up on me and I saw her, she tried to hurry up and run off. And she had a belly. She was pregnant. And she was hurried up and tried to move away from me and walk off quick before she felt like I could see her. And I went up on her and said, hold on, where you going? Get over here. And she had a big old belly. And I said, I didn't know nothing about this. That you out here having babies where you full size while they out here torturing and starving me. Basically, that's what the Holy Spirit was saying. All he made me say, he made me keep it classy. I said, I ain't know nothing about this. But what he was making me say was that I didn't know you was over here making sure your baby, you all big, while letting all these KKK members torture me. So I ended up telling about the vision on my TikTok channel, one of my TikTok channels, and I was going through my profile views, and I scrolled and I saw Shakina C. Jones off of my TikTok, and it was just how God showed me that she came and looked and tried to run off. Shakina did not send me no message and say, hey, sister, I want to help you. I want to give you and that baby some food. I want to give you and that baby somewhere to lie down. I want to help you and that baby win this case and get a doctor. I want to help you get your son from these people that you said was raping your baby. Because Shakina already know they said they was raping her. That's why she ain't coming in. Because she is in for my demise. She's all in for it. So now I'm going to tell y'all about the murder charges and how I found out that I might have to file murder charges and that my son might be dead. Now, let's go in on this. So I had another vision while I was in the shelter, and I went to Shakina. I went to her when I was in the shelter in Conroe. I went to Shakina's house, and Shakina had been worshiping money. She had stacks of money, and that's all she cared about. She was like, Gollum, my precious. Like, as long as she had her little stacks, she didn't give a damn who she had to sacrifice. And she was jealous as well. And I went to Shakina in the spirit, and she was asleep on the ground, on the floor. And I don't know why she was asleep on the floor, but because she got a bed, but she was asleep on the floor. And I stepped and went to her, and I stood over her, and I'm like, get up. And she was like, huh? Like when somebody wake you up and you wondering, how the hell did you get in my house? Ain't you supposed to be dead? Pretty much. And she know the authority that I have. That's why she don't want to face me. Because I'm big sister, and I walk in the power of Christ. And you already know the authority that I'm going to come in if you're in the room with me about my children and what you did to us. And you expect us to get thrown off and killed first. And just have to deal with us when it's time to get cast in the lake of fire. So Shakina was like, what? And then God made me tell Shakina, you set my son up to be killed. And you should have bonded me out of that jail. You had the money. And God said she should have bonded her out because she wasn't guilty. And then God made me tell her, you set my son up to be killed. And Shakina was like, she did not deny it. She did not lie to the Holy Spirit. That was in me. God was in me. God has been causing me to stand up for myself. That's why I know what to say on my channel, or I know I can stand behind what I say, because the Lord have been the one making me stand up for myself in the spirit. And he said in his word, I put my words in your mouth, and do not be afraid of them. So I'm telling you what God said, and I'm not afraid of them, period. And the Lord was in me. And so when I say he said, but then you turn around and hear me say I said, it's because he said he was in me. He was in me. And he did for me what I couldn't do for myself. And he made me tell her, you set my son up to be killed. And she did not deny it. And she was sitting there like a little sister looking stupid, like, oh, well. Like, okay, what? Like he was just a commodity. Something to just hand over. Like she just didn't give a damn about him at all. My baby. And then I said, you gonna be punished with Cynthia for anything that Cynthia did to my son. And she said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I said, oh, yes, you are. And I said, you set my son up to be killed because he was light-skinned. That's why God said Shakina did it. Because, see, I had spent a lot of time wondering, why, how could you do this to me, Shakina? But God, like I told y'all, he fixes everything. And he made me know what it was when he spoke it from out of my mouth. His Holy Spirit knew why she did it. And he made me tell her why she did it. And God said, you did it. You set my son up to be killed because he was light-skinned. And he said, you and Larissa, my older sister. He said Larissa did it because he was light-skinned. And then God said, and y'all gonna be punished for anything that Cynthia have done to my son. He made me say it. He made me stand up for myself. And then I left out of there. I went to Shakina's little money, and I said, give me that money. And I snatched the money. And I peeled off about $25 to $50, and I gave her the rest of her money back. And she was sitting there looking like, like, you know how when you get in trouble for doing something that you shouldn't have goddamn did? Yeah, like that. And she was just basically wanting her money back. Like, give me back my money. Take some, but give me back my money. Like, you have no remorse for what you have done to my child, bro. And so I walked out of there with Shakina, knowing that I had some relief. I had closure from God. From God telling me that she gonna be punished. She's still your little sister, but she still gonna have some sort of repercussion for that. And then God made me just say, give me some money. I'm out here hungry. I'm pregnant. So he still kept that rapport between us. But he let me know she did it because he was light-skinned. The same reason that I knew in my heart. When they wouldn't give me no damn gift about no baby shower. When they wasn't at the birth. When they wasn't never happy for him about nothing. Wouldn't come see my baby. Because their daddy was white. They all ran off to get pregnant to try to outshine that I was pregnant by a white man. They ain't want granny or nobody to do nothing for me while I was pregnant. They all had to go get pregnant so they can make sure don't nobody do nothing for Andrea while she pregnant with that white man baby. And they didn't. Granny didn't do shit. None of them. Nobody did nothing for him but Cynthia. And Shakina, God said that Shakina was jealous. She didn't want Cynthia doing nothing for Andrea because Shakina tried to leave me out on the streets after I gave Shakina some of my inheritance money to pay her damn rent. And when Cynthia came in after I got pregnant by Austin, it saved me off the damn streets. And Shakina wanted the streets to kill me. But when she saw that Andrea made it, she's in her apartment, she got a brand new car, and she got a baby by a white man, she was jealous. And God was like, she didn't want Cynthia and Andrea life, so she wanted Andrea to lose her son. She wanted Andrea to be killed. She wanted the boy to be killed because he was light-skinned. And she want that baby dead that Andrea carrying because it's the white man baby. And God said today, I just had a vision about Shakina in the mall. And y'all may not, I have to leave y'all a clip of that video. And I know that it's heavy people involved now that might try to help us. Now, what I saw was me going to Shakina and asking Shakina, what color is Austin's new baby mama? That y'all was being racist, trying to kill my baby up in me because of my color. And then wanted him to go and have a baby with somebody that was lighter than me. And rape my baby to death and kill the one I'm carrying and kill me because I'm brown skinned. And that's ridiculous. So, the murder charge. So I went out of the room with Shakina. God damn it. I went out of the room, because something flew off of my paperwork over here in the park. Let me put all I got my check stubs and stuff. I wanted to tell y'all about my check stubs because God was like, they over here setting her up and she worked hard and made enough money for an apartment. But they set her up to where she had to be outside extorting her for her money, making her have to spend it on hotel rooms. And God was like, why y'all didn't let her come to y'all house so she could save her money? Because they setting me up so Cynthia could rape my child and get away with killing and raping him. And because if I would have my own apartment, then Tracy Gilbert would have to tell Cynthia to give me my baby back to me. And that's not what America wanted to do. They wanted to gang rape him to death. So I got my check stubs, a couple of them or a few of them, and I'm gonna show y'all my check stubs. So I walked out from Shakina and I went into this hair salon. And it was a bunch of white women in there getting their hair done. It was like a big-ass bathroom, like a nice bathroom, but they had little chairs set up for them to have their hair done. And the white women, something happened where they locked me inside of that mug in the dark after I told them I was finna file murder charges on Cynthia. Because I told the white women, God made me say it. Like I told y'all, he made me stand up for myself. And the Lord made me say to the white women, y'all tell Cynthia olvera that I'm about to file murder charges on her. And he made me tell her I'm about to have to file murder charges on Cynthia olvera. She knows she can't keep a boy from his mother. And that came from the Spirit of God. Like God was saying that a bond between a mother and a child is so strong that I will have to go on ahead and file murder charges on you for saying that you keeping my boy from me. So the Lord was letting it be known that, Andrea, you got to be strong. You're going to have to call and tell them that I would like to press charges against Cynthia Olvera for murder. And I repeated, God said, she knows that she cannot keep a boy from his mother. Meaning if his mother wants her boy, she can't keep a boy from his mother. So God is letting it be known to me through the Holy Spirit that she's over there talking about she got a restraining order and that she ain't gonna return your baby to you. Got everybody setting you up outside so they can say in court that you unfit because she done killed your baby. And he said murdered your baby. And I told you how they said they was doing it, raping him to death. And for God to tell me that as a mother, that if you keep on trying to make it seem like you got custody of my child and that you cannot return my child to me and keep having everybody staging me out on the streets and knowing that I got a child and that I need to be somewhere and I'm pregnant so you can return my child to me and you keep having them set me up at the bus stop because you done murdered my baby. So they put me out of the shelter and then had me outside on the street sleeping at benches. And I put my YouTube channel back up because they deleted everything that happened in the shelter. Police trying to kill me. Now, this was when I was in Atlanta with them trying to set me up after I went to the shelter. I'm already telling that they said they was raping my baby. I know you was not raping my baby while I was telling that you said you was raping my baby. Are you that big and cocky? And so I had another vision as I was sleeping in like 30-degree weather on the bench pregnant. And for him, they all talking about they gang raped my little boy, as cute as my child was, for him. And this how they staged and had me outside. This how they had me in Atlanta. And that's how they staged and have me outside right now from my job. And my baby heartbeat online, showing that I'm pregnant. You don't leave no pregnant woman outside. So they've been trying to starve me, stop me from giving birth. I ain't been able to give birth. But I'm pregnant. Because you said you was raping a child and y'all don't want to let nobody help me because then you got to return a child that you said you was gang raping and you don't want to do that because he might be dead or I'm going to tell you raped him. And they done had police trying to kill me in Conroe while they had me out there, out the shelter. And that's my son. That's his daddy. That's police trying to kill me outside. That's the judge. Everybody that was involved. As y'all can see, my son is not dark skin. He's still just as light as he was when he was a baby. So Cynthia cannot replace my child with another child. And y'all see I'm pregnant and I'm all over TikTok. I got so many channels. I'm famous. Now Shakina knows that I'm famous and you want to come and view my channel while I'm telling on y'all and then think I wasn't going to know. Thank you, profile views. And it's a screenshot. So don't try to have people trying to remove nothing else about you knowing about my pregnancy and them saying they was gang raping my baby, Shakina, because it's a screenshot and it's public record. And if you came and view my profile, I can screenshot it and show anybody I want to who I viewed me telling that they was raping my child and setting me up pregnant outside on the streets. Now, when I was on the bench in Conroe, they had white KKK white boys trying to, stop police. And I had a vision. And somebody came to me, and it sounded like it was Shakina, but they were trying to disguise themselves. And they was like, your son is still alive. And it was like, but I didn't want to talk to you because of everything they did to the boy. He can't talk right because Austin was letting everybody rape him. That's what the person came to me and told me in the spirit. And I was out there working. Let me show y'all my check stubs. So I was working 2 jobs at the same time, pregnant in this state. And at the bottom, they say $1,600. And God was like, y'all could have let her stay at y'all house and save her money. One of her sisters or family. But you know what you trying to do. And God said he cursed Larissa's body because I'm pregnant and you let them rape me and y'all wouldn't let me come and save my money. And then this was from my other job and that say $600. And God was like, tell them how much you had to spend on a hotel. $1,000. And he made me show on my TikTok channel, and God was like, she could have put that towards her apartment, and they had them setting me up out there so I couldn't stay in the shelter and save my money, tried to have them murder me and the baby that I'm carrying out of the shelter, trying to stop me from having my stuff together so I can go into Tracy Gilbert courtroom and ask them to return my child to me. So at this point, I believe he's involved, and I've asked to have him arrested out of his courtroom because this involves a child and it's racism. And just because you got the power to give somebody's child away, you should not abuse your power by being racist about a case where a black woman shot a white male and you gave her child away for people to gang rape her child. But I went and I saw Tracy in the spirit, and Tracy knew that they was trafficking me, that they was forcing me to have sex with people. And Tracy told me, don't let them force me to have sex with nobody without no condom because I could catch something. And I wanted to know if Tracy was the type of person that'll take advantage of me. And he was like, no, I don't want to take advantage of you. And then I saw Austin right after that, and my baby daddy. And my baby daddy was feeling bad, and he was like, that the real person that wanted to kidnap the child to rape him was Joe Olvera, Cynthia's husband. And he said that Cynthia kidnapped, Joseph kidnapped my son to rape him. So the baby is still alive in me. And this is how the vision happened today, because God, he know my thoughts. He know my heart. He's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful being. I cannot wait to be with him at all times in his presence. And I just want to tell y'all what beautiful thing the Lord did for me today. I was sitting at the bus stop today, and I was in front of the mall, about to go into the mall. I had got some food because they put some food stamps. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank y'all for putting them food stamps on my card. And it was $95. I went and got some snacks and something to eat, and I laid up and fell asleep at the bus stop. But before I did, or after I fell asleep at the bus stop, I was wondering, I was like, I felt the baby moving in me, and I said, if this baby survived, I had a vision where I was in an apartment and I had children, and it was Austin's, and there was someone else that had a baby by him, and they was telling me when I was in the jail that they was gonna get Austin to have somebody else get pregnant while they was in there trying to murder me pregnant in the jail. They was like, now we finna get him to get somebody else pregnant. And I contacted my grandmother in the spirit, and I was like, Granny, they poisoning me up in the cell and I'm pregnant. She said, oh well, Dre. She was like, Austin is finna get married to somebody else. And I was like, damn, really? You gonna sit there and let them poison your granddaughter pregnant up in the jail and then run off with the man that you don't even know that was abusing me, talking about who he with now? That because we from Chicago and they trifling like that. And so they was talking about getting on my channel, talking about he got a new baby. All while I'm telling that I'm pregnant and abused, and my baby's still alive in me. So I had a vision that I had children in the apartment, and it was Austin's. But Austin wasn't there. It was just me. I was a single mother, and I had a little boyfriend that come by every now and then, and people were trying to talk bad about me, trying to talk about I was a drug addict just like my mama. My mama was a wonderful person, and I ain't no damn drug addict. But at the end of the day, this woman came to see me, and I was by myself. And the woman was trying to see some children that I had. And she was trying to be up under me because I'm Andrea Jones. And it was something about Austin and some children that she had by him. And I said, well, they won't be growing up together. They won't be growing up together. Not after everything that they done did to me while carrying my baby. And then there was another vision where there was a woman saying when I was in the jail talking about she was pregnant by Austin. And then God made me tell her, well, I was pregnant first. And I showed my little baby bump. And it didn't matter if I hadn't gave birth yet. The baby is still alive in me. And then she was talking about, I got him. He my man now. And then God made me tell her, I can get a better man. So this is what's going on. And that's disgusting, to be abusing a child up in me. And so I told the woman in the spirit, I said, they won't be growing up together. And I remembered it at the bus stop when I felt my baby alive in me. And I said, any children that he done had while they been abusing me, because I was pregnant first. And you done went and had a baby while they been abusing my baby, thinking that I was going to kill my baby, and it survived. Or I get my child back that y'all said y'all was gang raping. And had me screaming about him all over social media. If he's still alive, they won't be growing up together. If this baby survived, no, they won't be growing. None of Austin's children that he ever had by anybody in his life will be growing up with my kids after what y'all did to me. And I said, I don't give a damn. And I said, when they get grown, if they want to talk to their brothers and sisters, I said, I'm going to tell them exactly what they did. They tried to kill y'all up in me. And lied talking about I wasn't pregnant, tried to rape you to death. Now, if they want to hang out, toot your nose up at them and go, I know what y'all did to my mama. We know what your mama did to my mama. And act like you better. That's what I'm going to teach my kids. You won't be growing up together. And if they foolish enough to want to try to hang out with their brothers and sisters that came from a woman that'll do that to me, then that's them. But I pray that my children is smarter than that if we make it through this. And ain't no if, because I believe and I receive it in the mighty name of Jesus. So when I went in the mall, I fell asleep. And I had a powerful vision. I was on the phone with my sister Shakina. The last time I talked to Shakina was when I got back into Texas, October 2021, trying to see my baby. And they said that Cynthia had the restraining order. So Larissa was setting me up from Atlanta, and Shakina was setting me up from out here in Texas. And they were starving me on Bissonnette. A lady dropped me off over there on Bissonnette, a whole stroll, and left me over there so they could set me up like a prostitute, pregnant and starving. And I called Shakina as soon as they did it. Because I don't know what they call RICO charges, but baby, I'm not defaming you. But when you doing gang stuff with somebody, I heard that y'all could go to jail for the rest of your life. So I wouldn't be trying to have nobody take down nothing off my channels. Talking about I'm bullying and harassing. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm putting out information about children being abused and people being involved with that. So don't tamper or conceal evidence pertaining to a federal case, because murder is a felony. And that got to go down in federal court. So don't take nothing out from my channel. So Shakina was setting me up. So I called Shakina as soon as the lady tried to drop me off on Bissonnette. I already knew what time it was. They trying to set me up. And I know this area is a bad area. And they tried to attack me in that area. And I had called the police several times. And it was the same day or the next day after they did it. Trying to attack me and the baby. And so I had some visions while I was over there. But when I contacted Shakina and I said, Shakina, I was like, I need you to send me some food, some money for some food, because I knew they were finna starve me and my baby bump. And I said, I need you to send me some money for food. All of a sudden, my phone blacked out and broke and stopped working. Yep, and that's the last, and I couldn't get her number out the phone. And that was the last time I spoke to my sister. And I had asked to get my ID sent to her house. And she said that was cool because I ain't had no ID. They stole it in Atlanta. And they stole it in Texas, too. Trying to have me outside, stranded, pregnant. And then so I said that I needed food, and all of a sudden that government shut the phone down. And Shakina done got on my channel and did not reach out to me, knowing I ain't got your number. I can't call you while people setting me up, and she's involved. And so there was information that I was telling about the ritual all over my channel. Andrea Antoinette Jones, I think it was Queen of Halo. But anyway, I got channel. I'm going to show y'all all my channels at the end of this video. And y'all just go on my channels and see. But one of the last videos, let me go ahead and show y'all right now. Hold on. Before I show y'all the last video that I made on one of my channels before they locked me out my phone, y'all gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? So that was the last time I talked to Shakina when they shut my phone down. And I had just got done calling CPS and Houston Police. And I reported Cynthia several times to HPD. So I had a vision about Snoop Dogg. I need to take a screenshot and put that up there too and show y'all that I had a vision of Snoop Dogg recently. And Snoop Dogg, because I said, Jehovah deliver Melbourne, my son. I said, Jehovah deliver him. Because they said they was raping him. And then I went to Snoop in the spirit. And Snoop Dogg was like, come on, man, get away from me. Like, he already know that I've been trying to reach out to everybody about this. And going off on everybody about it. And then I said, they said that she was sodomizing. She said she was sodomizing him. And I called CPS. And I called HPD. I told HPD. So I told Snoop, I don't know what God got up his sleeve about Snoop Dogg and what Snoop Dogg can do to deliver my son from being sodomized by Cynthia. But that's who God brought me to when I said, Jehovah, deliver me. Now, I could prove that I called CPS. I got the screenshot, and I got everything. Okay, so white male coming around me in the park. I'm finna be done. Once I get done with this, I'm finna move around and go find me somewhere to sleep. But I gotta let y'all know the eyes that they got on me and the operations that they pulling. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to know what was Austin new baby mama color? What was her color? Because God knew that they were setting me up to be murdered because I was brown skinned and I shot Austin in the leg in self-defense. And they said that they was gang raping my little boy because I was brown skinned. And they said they was killing the baby in me because I was brown skinned, even though I was not guilty, and said they were going to get him pregnant, have a baby with somebody else. So when I was at the bus stop and I was like, well, if my children survive this, no children that he have with nobody else, they not going to grow up together. And God heard what I said because the Holy Spirit had already told me that, had already let me know that that's what it was going to be if my children survive. And so I went in the mall and fell asleep. And then I had a vision. I was on the phone with Shakina. Now, I just showed y'all, I ain't talked to Shakina since I made that last video. This the last video. Let me show y'all what it said. It said, Shakina, please stop trying to help them kill this baby in me from the jail and saying I'm mental. And that's October 10, 2021, just like I told y'all. And I was telling that they said that they was raping my son, that the Black Israelite brother community know, and they affiliated with the Black Freemasons that said they was raping my son. Most of them are. And they had Hispanic gangs try to kill me after I called CPS. And they had them trying to set me up to be murdered with the police. Now, I say Conroe, this is another one I did. Conroe Police, if you raped and killed my child, give me his body so I can bury my son or return him alive. And they still have not done it, which is why God said you're going to have to press murder charges then if she keep acting like she keeping your son from you. Now, this say, while having everybody set you up outside, this say a black man killed Trayvon Martin. I'm being set up by my family because I shot a white man. That's what's going on. Let me show y'all who they doing this for. They had them telling them don't let her use the restroom. They cut off the water, and that's how I got pretty to tell y'all what was going on. But they got them saying don't let her use the restroom. Let me show y'all. And then Cynthia took an oath for him, my white baby daddy, and he's a criminal. And his mom said she was raping my child, and she took an oath to Satan and the white brotherhood, saying she was raping my baby. So they need to kill me, and said they was going to worship him all over the country. And if he let them sodomize my child, and Cynthia said she was sodomizing him. So I'm just letting everybody know that Shakina is involved with setting me up to be murdered. They got the CVS over here, the Walgreens, the mall. Everybody saying don't let her use the restroom. To get myself together while I'm telling about the case about my pregnancy and my son. The baby's still alive in me. So they said in the jail that they was raping my baby, Skull and Bones, KKK, Illuminati, Black Freemasons, Cynthia, Austin, my lawyer down there with the glasses, Ingrid Chandler. Cynthia's the one with the blonde hair. That's who Shakina setting me up to be murdered with, my baby daddy and all of these people, the KKK, the Illuminati, which had all the celebrities under them, the Black Freemasons, which got all the black activists, and the Conroe Police. They said they was raping my child. So she know damn well that I'm telling the truth. This is how they had how small they had my baby bomb, letting black male starve me from Shakina's house. And she starved me up in her house too. Let me show y'all how she starved me. She starved me worse than everybody. She would like go look for a job. She had people follow me to an ultrasound studio when I told her to take me, and they lied about my pregnancy. They was raping me for food around her house. She was leaving, saying she had to go. They cut off my food stamp. She had old food in the house. She was not there. She made me walk around looking for a job with the baby in my body, men trying to rape me around the community, then put me out her house for gangs to rape me. So that's a recent picture of me. Let me show y'all the full picture of me by myself. So she got the Illuminati trying to set me up to be murdered. This was me at the Whole Foods by the Galleria. It's on my channel. This was me at a motel over for West Chase. This is how they started me a couple of days ago eating only noodles. This was me in Rihanna's store pregnant. And they steady trying to go through with it, trying to have me killed for my baby daddy Austin to be an Illuminati. And the Illuminati is racist. They racist, and they want me dead, and they want everybody to bow down to white supremacy and let me be killed and let my child be raped and my baby be murdered or sex trafficked because he's white. And I shot him, but I wasn't guilty. I'm out on all the charges. I want my baby. They said they raped him. And I want to say this to my family before I let them hear the baby's heartbeat, before I let everybody hear the baby's heartbeat over the time frame that they've been abusing me from the Montgomery County Women's Center. You're going to hear this baby heartbeat. They've been saying I wasn't pregnant the whole time, abusing me outside. First of all, let me tell y'all, it's a $173 million lawsuit about my pregnancy. So I'll be like, oh shit, Andrea finna be rich if they don't kill her. Now, another thing is the boy's body. Now, they trying to have my family lie for the Illuminati, lie on Jesus Christ and Jehovah, saying that Andrea is a dirty, nasty, mental prostitute on the streets because I shot a white man. I was dismissed on all of the charges. I was not guilty. So they trying to have my whole family, all of them from Chicago, all over the country, to say that Cynthia adopted my child and then have me murdered and say I was never pregnant. And I want my family to know that my boy's body is worth $70 million, which is what God said. So if y'all want to lie and make it seem like some white woman got custody of my baby that said she was raping my baby because I shot her white son in the leg, and y'all want to try to set me up like that, I want y'all to know when you abduct a black woman's child, you got to pay for that, and it's $70 million. I was looking for the best photo to show y'all of me and my child, and I said, this is the best one. When I brought him home from the hospital and I was up in my house with my baby, that's the sweetest thing that you could see as a mother with her newborn baby. That baby came out of my body and is not Cynthia's child. So I want to say this to Cynthia Olvera and to my family that want to try to set me up to be murdered and give my baby over to be gang raped by the Ku Klux Klan and set me up to be killed pregnant with his siblings, and then say that I was a mental patient on the street for white people that said they was gang raping him, talking about y'all willing to go to hell. Cynthia was there when I gave birth to my child, and Cynthia know damn well that she shouldn't have stole my baby, talking about she was gang raping my baby with no police because Austin was being violent with him at 22 months old, and I shot Austin in the leg after he got out of prison. It's $70 million about that little boy body. $70 million. So all that talking about Cynthia stole my baby, Irma, Michelle, Kiana, Carrie, Barbara, all of y'all, that is my child. And you don't steal a black woman's baby. And then have her family involved. Father God, give me the words to speak. It's $70 million if you don't return my child, Cynthia. It's $70 million if she don't return my baby, Larissa, Shakina, Granny, Barbara, Carrie, David, Derek, Kiana. I say your name again, talking about you was letting black Freemasons rape my baby to death. Desiree, Jessica, all your wives, everybody that think y'all gonna sit out there at some Oscars or some Grammy Awards after setting my baby up to be raped by white folk. It's $70 million. That mean I'm gonna survive and you gonna pay it. You return my baby to me alive, or you cut me a $70 million check over here at this bus stop where y'all setting me up from. And they got the Walgreens over here setting me up. They telling these people to bother me in the restroom because I'm homeless, and they telling them bother her out of all the restrooms around the area where she can use to clean herself up, so that she'll be looking dirty and nasty like a prostitute while she's on her social media channels. And it's the Walgreens over here on what's that, Sage Road and what is that, Westheimer. And it's the CVS over here on Richmond Avenue and Sage Road. They got them doing it in the Nordstrom in the Galleria Lounge, in the Family Lounge in the Galleria. They got them doing it in Saks Fifth, following me in the restroom. And they got the Montgomery County Women's Shelter leaving me outside. The Salvation Army trying to murder me and the baby out of the shelter that I'm pregnant with. They got Shakina leaving me outside, Irma Marshall setting me up to be murdered, Irma my cousin, and Irma my granny from Chicago, Illinois. They got Kiana Wiley setting me up to be murdered, my cousin in Chicago, Illinois. My cousin Michelle Marshall setting me up to be murdered. They got my cousin Desiree Marshall setting me up to be murdered. My cousin Jessica Marshall setting me up to be murdered for white people that said they was raping my baby. And you don't do nothing like that. My lawyer is setting me up to be killed. Inger Chandler, the investigator that was on the case, Sheriff Jim McDougal, all the hospitals, St. Luke's Hospital, Conroe Regional Hospital, all of these establishments, is everybody in the country because he's white. Okay, well, I'll go with what God said. She not guilty. She out on all the charges. Give her baby or $70 million and help her pregnancy, or that's $173 million. So y'all think y'all gonna set me up to be killed instead of doing right by me? And God told me to stand my ground with Cynthia and say, nah, ain't this no white people country and you gonna gang rape a black woman's child and then sit over there and think you gonna hide behind the Ku Klux Klan police. You going down for murder. God said she gonna file murder charges on you. Ain't I'm no slave. Ain't it's because I'm brown skinned. So God made me ask Shakina, what color is Austin's new baby mama today? I called Shakina in the spirit. When I fell asleep inside of the Galleria Mall today, everybody running around looking at my stomach trying to plot on me. I got on the phone with Shakina when I fell asleep. I had her phone number. I don't know her phone number in real life. It's not in my phone. I called Shakina on the phone and I was having a conversation with her and my granny was involved. And I said, Shakina, what color is Austin's new baby mama? Because they done let him go and get somebody else pregnant and have a baby with somebody else. And I'm pregnant. I've been abused carrying this baby from 2018. It's a $173 million lawsuit. And they said they was raping my child. So I said, Shakina, what color is Austin's new baby mama? And she was like, she was telling me. And then I was like, is she lighter than me? And she didn't want to say it. And I was like, what does her hair look like? Is her hair like mine? Because I got the afro curly hair. And I got the brown skin. And she didn't want to answer, and God made me say, nah, because y'all was being racist. And it have everything to do with me being brown skinned. That's why God asked me to ask them, what color is she? And is she lighter than me? And that let me know that God heard what I was saying when I said they not growing up together. They not growing up together. And then he took me to Shakina and said, so you were going to set me up to be murdered? So he can have a baby mama that was lighter than me? Or her hair different than mine? So she ain't never answered the question. So I don't know. My granny was saying he was messing around with a black girl. But either way, it doesn't matter. Why y'all trying to set me up to be murdered with my white baby daddy? That's stupid as fuck. And they said that was raping my child and you really were going to hand my baby over as a blood sacrifice. Well, God said she ain't never did this to somebody who God named is Jehovah. She got black men out here trying to get me cigarettes pregnant. And when I found out about that, God said, and they followed Andrea to the ultrasound studio and had the white woman at Expectation Studios lie about Andrea's ultrasound. And then he was talking about Cynthia being an old witch, that she's been a witch since since like 30, 40 years ago. That she's been a witch since black and white. A young witch. A racist young witch running around in her panties doing stuff. Wicked stuff. Spirit finger stuff. And jumping around in front of men. And then God was like she was wicked. And he said that she ain't never did this to somebody who God named is Jehovah, because Austin is not Cynthia's biological son. Cynthia got Austin from another woman that they claim was on drugs, and Cynthia claimed that the woman gave birth to Austin smoking a cigarette, so that gave her the right to take Austin home from the hospital with not no adoption paperwork. And then there was white women in Cynthia's neighborhood that was shooting Austin up with needles in his arm at 14, and they took his virginity. Then Cynthia turned around and told me that she was a child molester. And Austin ain't her child, and my child was not her child. And Austin is on crack now. And now you done took my baby talking about you let the whole damn police squad gang rape my child. And then she don't want to go down. You either going to return my baby or you going to pay, the state going to pay $70 million and Cynthia going down for murder. And I want to try you with the death penalty because that's a baby. That's a little boy. I don't care if you did it when he was 3, 4, or 5. It is a child. If the fact that you even came out your mouth and said you would do something like that to him, I want you in jail. But if you keep on lying, talking about you keeping a boy from his mother, I'm about to file the murder charges. I'm just putting out as much information as I can. And then I saw some felons after I asked Shakina about what was his new baby mama color. I saw some felons try to kidnap me and get away on a boat. Some Mexicans. And it had everything to do with them talking about they was raping my baby and everything to do with my pregnancy. And the police knew Andrea been at the bus stop the whole time. She ain't got nothing to do with nothing y'all did to these children. She been on the line telling what's been going on them phones. Because it must be some other police that ain't down with what they trying to do. I don't know. So these are all of my YouTube channels. It's 18 YouTube channels telling about them. But when they try to blood sacrifice somebody, that's just what it is. They just want to kill that person and everybody go on like, oh, it's just doing what they want to do, trying to give Ashanti a #1 album. And she know about my case. She know they said that they raped my baby and they tortured my pregnancy. And Janae Aiko and City Girls, Beyonce. Hell, hold on. Before I let y'all hear the baby heartbeat, I'm finna name everybody that know. I'm going to name the females first. Everybody who I know that came to me in the spirit and still want to sell me out of the bus stop. Cardi B. I'm going to do the female first. So Cardi B, Ashanti, Beyonce, Tia and Tamara, Kenya Moore, Mulatto. I'll start with the helicopters. Carrie Hilson, Mariah Carey. Let me go into some of the men. Offset, Jay-Z, Migos, Trey Songz, Bow Wow, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg. So all y'all, it's more than that too. Michael Rainey Jr. Oh, it's a whole bunch of people. Ice-T. You know, all these people that know about this lady case and about them talking about her children, they gonna sit up there and go to the damn Grammys and receive some awards. Megan Thee Stallion, oh, she gonna go get an award crying like, and knowing these people that's paying you talk about they gang raped Andrea's baby. But that's what black people stand for themselves in America. That's why they gotta go throw up devil horns now. Because it's all about them. That's why all their music sounds so wicked. Talking about worshiping themselves and only giving a damn about themselves and only caring about money because you sit over there and let people that's white do this kind of shit and talk about you hard, but none of y'all are staying with me. And actually had the nerve to say, yeah, rape him, give him this. She should have known it's white people's country. But then you want to sit up and hide and try to stop me from contacting Africa about what all y'all over here doing and letting them do. And they had black men talking about they was raping them too. And Beyonce's husband is a black Freemason. So I'm like, Jay-Z, you better not have put your hands on my child and rape my child with no Ku Klux Klan out here talking about this white people country. And I done told you to have somebody escort me over there to Cynthia house to go see if my son was alive. And you still got these people over here trying to starve me and not help me and my kids. And that's dead ass wrong. And they trying to promote Blue Ivy, talking about Blue Ivy beautiful. Look at that baby boy that they took and said they raped. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. But God said Beyonce been over here worshiping them white people. And Andrea is fighting them and standing up for black people, so they're going to keep fighting her. But that's okay. Who else know? What's that singer name? Tasha Cobbs, Mary, T.D. Jakes, Princess Love. You know, and these people, they just going to keep on doing what they doing. They going to keep selling out. That's what they going to... Oh, Donald Trump. He the one helping them cover up my pregnancy. And had tried to have me, was trying to let some white witches murder me and take me to a satanic ritual death where they were going to torture me up in Tennessee, pregnant. After talking about they let these people rape my baby. It's so many people that know about this case that's famous. Ashanti, they offered her, they said they were going to give her a #1 record in the country. And it's just a bunch of people that know about the case. I done called out Oprah, Michelle Obama, and Kamala Harris. So let me just let y'all hear the baby heartbeat. My name is Andrea Jones. I am being set up to be murdered in Houston, Texas. I am pregnant. They are lying about the evidence to my pregnancy. There is an investigator named Jim McDougal that is allowing the entire country to try to set me up to be killed because I have a baby in me. And all of these photos, I had a child inside of me. I've been carrying the child for 45 months. They said they raped my child here in the photos, and these photos were taken previously, and they have the same father, the child that I'm carrying, and they took this one and said that they raped him, and they won't return my child to me. They won't return my child to me. They cut the audio. I said they have a separate. I'm pregnant with the sibling. They're ruining my image because I'm telling about it on YouTube. They took my baby boy, this is Melbourne Halo Metter, and said that they were gang raping my child with police, black Freemasons, criminals, drug dealers. The entire country is covering this up for a white woman named Cynthia Olvera. She said that she was raping my little boy with the men here in America from all sorts of ethnicities, all different walks of life, because I protected myself. So before I end this video, I wanted to let y'all know that when people are setting you up to be murdered, you will make a 2-hour video to save your life, to save your children's lives, to get your baby medical care. The baby that I'm carrying needs medical care, and Cynthia was a nurse for 20 years, and she knows that this child needs medical care. But I wanted to say a prayer. Father God, I ask that you expose Cynthia Olvera as the child molester that she is. I ask that you tear down any facades that she may have. I ask that you show people of God that they need to come quickly to get Cynthia. I had a vision where Cynthia was trying to flee from me. Her and Austin were both trying to run without letting me know where my child was. And I did come after her, and I was able to stop her in the vision. And I believe my child was still alive, and I need people to help me. Father God, in the name of Jesus, please stop with the white people cannot do no wrong type stuff, and please expose that I'm a mother that needs my child. I don't know how to explain, but she said that she was a rapist. She said she was a witch, and she said that she did child sacrifice. She said that she did spirit cooking with children, and she said that she passed children around to be gang raped. Cynthia is not who she portrays herself to be. She tries to use money and credentials, like saying she was a nurse, to make it seem like she could steal someone's child. She has slander. She's using people to abuse me outside and slander me, so that she could say she have custody. She's using people in the court that knows about the child rape. She's using the entire country. Father God, please, in the most holy name of Jesus, expose that she is a witch and a child molester. Anybody that will take a child with men naked and rape a child and know that it's wicked. She said she was a Satanist and that she was going to hell, and she has very powerful binding spells up, protection spells up around her, because she have a lot of people that's terrorizing me while she's somewhere feeling protected. But she was saying that she was putting her mouth on this child, on my child, saying that she was messing with his behind and putting her mouth on his backside, and then watching him be raped. It was like she was so full of vicious animosity. Like the way she said it, Cynthia said it. I'm going to show you her face while I say what she said. She said, don't try to escape out of the cell, because everybody knows what type of ritual this is that we're about to perform. And she had my sisters and everybody in the country involved. And then she said, I'm raping Melbourne. That's my son. And then she said, I stuck my face in his ass. And then she said, and I went, and then her husband started saying he did it too. She said, because you shot Austin. And she said, and I'm making your son suck Austin's dick. And then she showed the whole police squad on top of my baby. And then she was saying that that they were giving him AIDS and herpes, and that she was letting the Black Freemasons say it, and she was letting everybody say what they was doing to him after she said what she did and what Austin did. So she wanted me to know that she was molesting him, and that Austin was making him give Austin oral sex. And then she let Joseph say, and I stuck my face in his ass, and I went all in my son behind that they did it together. And then she let the Black Freemasons, she let the police, she let me see witchcraft of the police on top of my baby, and they was all sodomizing him. And that's when God said, tell Snoop that she said she sodomized him. So the way she said she did it was letting the police do it, and she showed me witchcraft of them sodomizing my baby. When Cynthia showed me all the police on top of my baby as a baby with no pamper on, they had his butt out, and they had him doing sexual stuff and with devil horns on. Cynthia said, I'm a witch. She said, I'm a grand witch in the Illuminati, and I'm going to hell. God is sending me to hell when I die. And then she asked me, could she demonically possess me and stop me from telling about the child rape. And she said I would have to denounce Jesus Christ and Jehovah and never say his name again, or they could not do the demonic possession on me. And she asked me to allow them to put demons in me and not tell that they was raping my child. And she asked me to denounce Jesus and Jesus Christ, and said that she could make me the richest woman in the country. And then the Black Freemasons, after she showed me the witchcraft of my son and her telling me she was a witch and she was going to hell, she let the Black Freemasons tell me that we're going to pass your son around to every inmate in the jail and make them suck their dicks and ejaculate in him, in his behind and in his stomach, and give him worms. And then with the Black Freemasons, like, we're going to make him suck dicks. And that's how they said it. And then they was like, they said it very disgusting. They was like, we're going to make him suck dicks. Like, very nasty. And they was like, this white people's country. And then they was like, we passing him around to all the inmates in the jail. And then they said, fuck him until we pull his limbs apart. And then they said, and we're going to keep him in a room. They said, we're going to keep him in a room until he got AIDS all over his body, AIDS and herpes sores all over his body. And we're going to keep making him suck our dicks with herpes all over his body and hurting with AIDS. And we still going to make him suck our dicks. And then we're going to sodomize him with herpes all over his body and AIDS. And we're going to rip his limbs apart. And then we're going to cut his body up and put him in the trash can. And then we're going to cut you up and we're going to put you in there with him. And we're going to dump y'all because of Austin's leg. And they had Shakina trying to do the demonic possession on me too. And then when God cast them out, like I told y'all, Shakina got mad and said, I wanted to make you kill yourself. Meaning that if I would have denounced Jesus Christ and Jehovah and allowed Cynthia to do all this witchcraft on me and put demons all up on me after they done told me they raped children and that they was raping my baby, that Shakina was going to try to make them demons that Cynthia was trying to put up in me, that witchcraft, she was going to try to make me kill myself. Because you don't have control over your body no more when you allow a witch to do demonic possession on your body. And I didn't denounce the Lord. And I know what they did. I know what they said they did. They said that they were Satanists, and they said it was all because of him. All because they wanted to cover up that he was attacking me pregnant with my child, and that I shot him in the leg, and that I was innocent. But because I was brown skinned, that they gonna do all that to my baby. And then set me up to be murdered. Now, what really gets on my nerves is the fact that you know that you said it, and you know you trying to go against Jesus Christ and God to get away with it because you feel like the whole country is racist. So you feel like everybody gonna be willing to go to hell just to help you get away with raping a baby. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. So I'm going to end this with, I had a vision of them going to kill my little sister. Shakina had started turning to like want to help me. And when she started trying to want to help me, and she already knew what they said they were doing to my baby and that I'm pregnant for real, she tried to run with me, and we was outside together. And she was outside with me because the Holy Spirit was like, you forgot about your sister. Like, as you was telling on her about what she did and her involvement, you forgot to be big sister. And they going to kill her. And so I ran with my child, and she tried to come with me because I went after her to try to get her to come with me. And somehow we was together, and we was running outside together. And my son's spirit was with us, but me and Shakina was together. And all of a sudden, Shakina fell. And the devil snatched Shakina up, and they killed her. They slaughtered her, and her blood started going down the drain of a tub. And I started screaming, and the Lord made me stop and say, no, I break every curse that the devil is trying to play on us, that she wasn't dead. And don't let the enemy play tricks with your mind to make you think that they done killed your sister, but they might. Because Cynthia told me that she told me when they was doing all this witchcraft, because they doing it with these lodges, these grand lodges, and these masonries, and they doing real witchcraft. Because spirits come out when you rape a child. Demons come out when you doing evil, because God is with us. And you don't do that. And it was so many demons, man. It was thousands. It was legions of demons. And she had legions of demons up in her. And she was doing so much witchcraft, it was ridiculous. And Cynthia was trying to tell me that they was dead. She was lying. She was doing witchcraft. She was like, I'm dead. Your sister's dead. Your daddy dead. They shot us up and killed us. I was like, who? She was saying the men that we said we raped your baby with. If you don't stop, she was like, if you tell, because you gonna tell, it's Illuminati. Because I was saying Illuminati, I was scared the whole time they were doing it. And Cynthia was like, we dead. But God said, you don't consort with witches. She gonna lie to you about everything that come out her mouth. And Jesus Christ had let me know that they gonna try to kill themselves when he return, because of all the wickedness that they over here doing in America. Feeling like they just gonna be big bully everybody. And then don't have to pay for it till you go to hell. And he was like, and that's when they gonna be trying to all kill themselves, is when he come back. But I'm like, Lord, I want victory now. I don't want to be killed about righteousness because you done stole my baby and said you raped my baby and bullying me with the whole country because I'm black. And Cynthia was saying that I was going to get them, that I got them killed. Basically, I don't know if she was speaking of the future or what, but she was saying they found your sister Larissa and shot her up at the liquor store. They were saying Larissa was a drunk and that they found her at the liquor store, and the men that said they was raping my child, or people that found out that they said they was raping my child, I don't know which one she was saying, but she was saying they were going to be in trouble about the truth getting out. And she said that they found your sister and shot her up at the liquor store. She said they shot me and Joe up. Well, she said they was at the grocery store or something. Then she said they killed Shanara, my sister, who I called to tell to bomb me out at first before Shakina, and she didn't do it. And then Shakina didn't bomb me out, and then they started saying they was raping my baby and I was innocent. She said they shot Shanara up. She said that they shot up, I think she said they shot up Troy too, Shanara mama. And then she said they shot up my grandma. And she said that they shot up my cousins up there in Chicago. And then, oh yeah, it was God saying that they killed my family. God told what it was about. God was saying that the Illuminati, who Cynthia was saying that they was raping my baby with, the fact that you had police officers involved to rape a child, judges involved to cover it up. You know, she was saying, God was saying that they were saying that they were going to kill my whole family to cover it up, because my family knows. And that's what Cynthia was saying. If you don't be quiet, or you finna get us killed. Like, she was trying to scare me and make me think they was dead, but they was doing witchcraft. But she was trying to tell me that if you don't, like, they will take it to that extent to where they'll kill all of us about this information about your pregnancy and raping your baby. And they'll come shoot me up. They'll come shoot up Joe. They'll come shoot up your whole family. And then she was like, basically like letting me know, like, do you want us dead? But God was letting me know that they didn't kill her family. Because, Cynthia, you got her thinking that they killed her family because y'all doing witchcraft. And I had to get in contact with my family just to find out that they wasn't dead. But God was like, let me avenge my family. Like, basically that I loved my family and that I did not want the Illuminati to kill my whole family, even though they was doing wickedness to me. And the Lord done made me fight my family and pretty much forgive them. But I understand they going to have to be punished if they continue to allow her to lie and set me up outside. I'm begging it. And God had told me not too long ago that he reneged on killing some of my family members. He said he was picking some to kill. God had showed my family like a list of my family members, but it almost looked like a magazine, but it was like a book. And then he said he picked 2 of them to kill because they was letting them rape me pregnant and lie about my son. And the Lord was like, I just reneged on killing 2 of them because they had started coming to me and apologizing to me in the spirit. But they still allowing these people to set me up. And they not coming forward with any information, and they not helping me. So Irma was crying. Shakina was saying, I don't want you to hurt the little baby, that she knows that it's a baby. And Shakina was trying to run with me in the spirit, and she came to me and she was trying to apologize. But after she done tried to set me to kill, she wishy-washy. She'll be sorry, but then when she'll keep letting it happen. So it's God that got to deliver me. And Larissa, she came and hugged me in the spirit. My grandmother came to me in the spirit a few times. My cousin Kiana came feeling bad in the spirit. Now Michelle, she's not backing down. She down with this shit. She over there calling me a mental patient all online, trying to call the police on me to have me set up to be killed. I think it was her that did it. They said one of my cousins did it, but she was calling me a mental patient while I was telling that they said they was raping my baby and that I was pregnant, leaving her mama's house abused from Arkansas.